Greetings. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of creating Week 7 assignment. Let's go ahead and start. Alright, so I've downloaded the assignment, I've opened the project, and I've opened every file within the project here. Did this prior to starting the video, so you'll want to go ahead and do that quickly. Alright, now once you have performed all those steps here, what I want to do is I want to go into the header file. Now, in order, this site uses sessions heavily. Pretty much every page on this site uses sessions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify the header file, header.php, and all I'm going to do is right after where it says output buffering here, to turn on the output buffering, I'm just going to start a session. Okay. Now, when I scroll down, here's what I have right now. I have two different sets of links here, but this isn't what I want. I only want to display the first set of links that give me a home page and a logout page if the person is actually logged in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do an isSet. I'm going to say if isSet, and then I'm looking for the value of session variable that I'm going to create later called logged in. And if that's the case, then I'm going to print out the first set of navigation links, else print out the second set. Okay. I'm going to format everything to make it look nice. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run the index page to make sure that this does indeed work. Okay, what I should see is home register login. If I want to test this, which I recommend that you do, is do something like this, where it says the opening PHP tag underneath the nav div. Just create session logged in, and then equal sign, and then date, built-in function there, and that'll actually set the session value automatically, and it'll say that I am logged in. That'll work. What you'll see if you ignore this warning message, you should see two links here for home and log out. Okay, and that'll test. It's a good test to perform. Alright, so that, I believe, is my header. Login pages. Yep. Alright, so the header's done. Let's go over to the footer. In the footer, here's what I want to do. Right now I have two paragraphs that are printed at the bottom of footer, but I only want the top one to print if the person's logged in. If they're not logged in, print the second one. So I'm going to go back to my header file, and I'm going to copy my structure here that I created, my control structure to determine if somebody's logged in. And paste it, and then flush in the rest of the else. Alright, and now I'm going to go back to my index page and look at the bottom, and it should say something like this, that the logged in as user. Okay, well, I want to change that real quick from user, and what I'm printing out here is the variable session email. Now remember, because you're printing a value within a string here that has a single quote, you need to encapsulate that value in order for it to work. So I need to do an open quote, space, a period, space, and then session email, and then a space, and then a period, and then a close quote. Okay. So if I rerun my index page, you'll see that it should say undefined index email, and then it's logged in as copyright 2012 quick blog. That's what we want for right now. Here's what you could do. If you want to test this to make sure that it's working, you can just say session email equals, I'm just going to say tjameson@csc.edu. Okay, and then go back and run it, and you'll see that it should say at the bottom here logged in as tjameson@csc.edu. Okay. All right. So, and then blow that out, because you don't, until you're actually running your code, you don't want to leave that in there. I just use that as a test. All right. So that is footer. Looks like I have everything there. All right. So index.php, that's our next one. The only thing we really want to do here is this. We just want to go back into our header and say if is set session logged in. We want to copy that code. And right here where we're putting out our blog forms and introductory text, what I want to do is I want to do my test here to say if the session is logged in, then print this blog form. Else, print the introductory text. Okay. And then format it to kind of clean it up a little bit. Forms check. Print the first form. If not, print the second form. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's it for index. Now let's go back and look at our index page, and you'll see that because it's still saying that I'm logged in, that I have the first form is being printed. Okay. Now here's something I want to do real quick. I want to right after, just in this file, for now, we're going to blow it out, but as a test, I'm going to do a session destroy. Okay. And I'm going to rerun my page and then click home. Okay. And what you'll see is that I'm now showing that I'm logged out, and because I've destroyed this session, and I have the first form to put in my email address and my password. Okay, that's what I want. Go ahead and make sure you back out this session destroyer. Okay, so that's it for the index. Let's go to login. There are only just a couple little tweaks in the login here. Right here, if there's no problem, right now I have it just set up to go to index.php. But I'm gonna make a couple of session variables here. The first one that I want to make is session email, and this one has its post email. And the second one is session logged in. And that is, we're just going to use time. and that'll help us create with the timestamp. We can also use date, and I'm going to check something real quick because I may have found a typo. See what your text wants you to use. Take me just one moment here. Okay, good. That's not a typo. I didn't think it was, but yeah, we want to use time because we're going to get a timestamp from that. And then later on when we connect with databases, we're going to use time for that method. Okay, so login.php, that's it, just these two changes, and go ahead and save this file. When we go to login, we're going to go back to our home page here, and I'm going to click to log in, and then I'm going to put in bill@anytech.com with a password of yeah, and then click sign in. And what it should say is I should get redirected to the index page. I have the compose new quick log form put up, and down at the bottom it should tell me that I'm logged in as bill@anytech.com, and up at the top I should see two links for home and log out. I'm going to go ahead for right now and click the log out link here, okay, because I'm going to come back to it in just a second. Alright, so next thing I want to do is modify register.php. And let's see. Login time. Okay, there are only there are 4 things that we need to do here. The very first thing up at the top, right after here where it says custom function to calculate age difference, I'm just going to create a new function called agediff. We're going to give it an argument called submitted year. Give myself some extra spaces there. Alright, so my submitted year, I want to do a couple things. I want to do create a new variable called current year, and all it is the output of the date function with a year, it's a capital Y, and then create a new variable called diff, which is the current year minus the submitted year. And then we're going to just return diff. And that's it. That's all that function does. I'm just looking at it real quick to verify that it looks correct, and it does. Okay. The next thing we need to do is I'm going to go back to this login page, and I'm going to copy out these 2 session variables that I created earlier, and then go back to the register page. And where it says that there's no problem here, I'm going to paste those 2 things I created earlier. I'm going to make a new one called session name, and it's just post name. That's its value. And that's it. We're done with the register page. So here's what I want to do real quick. I'm going to test my register page, but I'm going to go down to log out first and make this file, and then come back and check my register page, because we're at that point where the last thing that we need to do is to, one of the last things anyways, is to do the logout. And instead of typing in code and then deleting it over and over again, I just want to go ahead and create the logout script. Alright, so logout, all we need to do is reset the session array and destroy the session. So when we do this here, when we unset and delete session log user out, the very first thing we do is we unset the session array, and this is what it looks like: session array. Okay, that's creating a new array with no values. And then we destroy the session. and that's session destroy. And that's it. Those are the only two things you need to do. All right, now let's go back to my logout page here and click, and it'll tell me that I've been logged out. And then I'm going to click home, and you'll see that I go back to the home page with the login here. Okay, that's important because I wanted to, when I go to check for register, I want to make sure that I actually am registering and creating an account. It just saves some mess. Okay, last thing that we want to do is go to the welcome page. And all we're doing is, instead of changing the welcome message from welcome user, we're going to say welcome session names to QuickBlog. So blow out user and type this in. You're just typing in the variable of session name. Okay. All right. Let's save that file. Let's go and register. I'm going to register. I'm going to say Todd Jamison. My email address is tjamison@csc.edu. I'm just going to put in the password of 1, the year of 1977. I'm going to click sign up. And it should say welcome Todd Jamison at QuickBlog. To get started, click here. It should say that I'm logged in as T Jamison at the top, or at the bottom, and at the top I have a home and log out page. I'm going to log out, and it's going to say you've been logged out, T Jamison. Thanks for using QuickBlog. I'm going to click home, and it should take me back to the main page to log in or click to register. So that is your walkthrough for week 7 assignment. And if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll get right back to you. Thanks.